Some people love Peppa Pig so much that they've watched almost every episode, but it's hard for anyone to have truly seen them all because many episodes were deleted or censored. Pilot episode. Even though Peppa Pig was officially released in 2004, the very first episode was made back in 2002. It was never actually broadcast to the public, as it was created only to present the concept of the series at animation conventions and to help the creators figure out what was working and what wasn't before they started producing future episodes. Because of that, several things were completely different in this pilot. The background colors were different, and Peppa didn't take off her shoes before putting on the boots she uses to jump in muddy puddles. In this early version of the show, Pedro Pony was a girl and was called Penny Pony. It's very likely that the creators of Peppa Pig know about many other things that would have been different and never revealed them to the public. After the pilot episode served its purpose, it was never shown to audiences again, being practically deleted from everywhere. Even so, the episode was leaked online and you can still find it out there, though of course with very poor video quality. This is just one of the 10 Peppa Pig episodes you didn't know were deleted or censored. Get comfy and come with us, because another Cinewave is about to start. Mr. Skinny Legs. Sometimes, something that is seen as harmless in most countries ends up being viewed as very wrong in a specific place. That's exactly the case with the episode Mr. Skinny Legs, in which Peppa and George find a spider. George immediately starts playing with the spider, while Peppa gets very scared and calls her parents. However, instead of shooing the spider away or doing something like that, Daddy Pig explains that spiders are harmless and starts playing with it along with his children. This may seem a bit odd, but it wasn't considered a problem in most parts of the world, where household spiders usually aren't dangerous. In Australia, however, it's a completely different story. There are many dangerous animals there, and even spiders found inside homes can be deadly. Because of that, this episode caused a lot of controversy in Australia and had to be banned. In the end, it turned out to be the right decision, because seeing the pig family being so friendly with spiders could make Australian children think that playing with a spider is safe, which could put them in danger. Granny Pig's Chickens. What if we told you that an episode was banned because of just one single line? That was the case with Granny Pig's Chickens. In this episode, Peppa and George are at their grandparents' house and meet, guess what? They meet Granny Pig's chickens, which ate Grandpa Pig's lettuce crop. This made Grandpa Pig so angry that he called the chickens stupid, and that's how the episode was basically erased in the United States. Since Peppa Pig is a show made for very young children, parents were furious when they heard that insult. The worst part is that several other episodes were also banned on Nick Jr. in the United States because of this, since the channel airs Peppa Pig in blocks of multiple episodes and simply stopped broadcasting the ones that aired in the same block as Granny Pig's Chickens. It's pretty funny to think about it because all of these problems could have been avoided if Grandpa Pig's insult had been removed and replaced with a different line in the episode. But for some reason, someone decided it would be easier to just delete several episodes all at once. Thankfully, they're still available on YouTube and other streaming services. Bicycles. Bicycles was another episode that drew a lot of attention for the wrong reasons. In it, Peppa and her friends ride their bikes and even race each other. But there's one small detail that bothered many parents. None of the children are wearing any protective gear while riding their bikes in a somewhat dangerous way. The whole world disapproved of this since it can set a bad example for children and even for parents. Because of that, every scene in which Peppa and her friends are riding bikes was remade to include helmets on everyone's heads in later broadcasts of the episode. We said that the whole world disapproved of the lack of protective gear, but there was one country that didn't really mind it at first: Brazil. Since it's more common for children to ride bikes without any protection there weren't many complaints initially, and the original version of the episode continued to air in the country even after the censored version was created. Still, the episode eventually ended up being modified in Brazil as well. So what do you think? Do you believe it makes sense for these episodes to be deleted or censored? Or do you think no country should do this to Peppa Pig episodes? Leave a comment below with #deleted so we can see your opinion. Gym class. The reason why the gym class episode was deleted is quite strange and even a bit funny. It talks about the day when Peppa's class goes to a gym class, just like the name clearly suggests. Because of that, all the students are wearing white gym outfits. Well, almost all of them, because Pedro Pony got confused and showed up dressed as a superhero. However, the character who caused the controversy was Susie Sheep. That's because she is white, just like the gym outfit. This wasn't seen as a problem in most parts of the world, but Ireland believed that the outfit made it look like Susie wasn't wearing any clothes at all, since it was the same color as her wool. And yes, that's exactly why the episode ended up being banned in Ireland. It's even possible to understand the reason for the ban, since it wouldn't be appropriate for a character to appear without any clothes in a children's show like Peppa Pig. However, it's not that hard to notice that she is wearing a dress, and no other country created controversy over the idea that children might think the sheep was not wearing clothes. The Long Grass. The Long Grass is another episode that ended up becoming controversial for showing Peppa and George getting into a dangerous situation. This episode is about Daddy Pig forgetting to mow the grass in his backyard, letting it grow very tall. Extremely tall, actually. Even so, he allows Peppa and George to play inside the grass, which is so tall that the two of them completely disappear from sight once they go in. This can be seen as a bad idea in many places, since there's always a chance that a child could end up being bitten by an insect or something like that. However, there was one specific country that really took issue with this episode, and guess which one it was? Australia, once again. Just like in the case of the spider, this episode put the little pigs in a situation that is even more dangerous in Australia, because there are very dangerous animals in the wild there, and a child could be attacked if they play in a place like that. To once again prevent Australian children from putting themselves in danger because they might want to imitate Peppa's games, this episode was deleted in Australia. The next time the show's writers create another episode in which Peppa has fun with animals or plays in nature, they will probably already write it knowing that the episode will likely be banned in Australia as well. The Playground. By now, it's clear that parents don't like seeing Peppa and other children getting into risky situations at all, since they know this can make their own kids want to imitate the little pig. In The Playground, criticism happened once again, because Peppa and the other children take part in several somewhat dangerous activities while playing without supervision in a park. There's even a scene where the kids are jumping on Daddy Pig's belly, which is definitely very dangerous. In Switzerland, this episode was completely deleted, since George was among the children, and there, babies his age are not allowed to play in playgrounds. But in other countries, the episode didn't go unnoticed either. It had to be modified so that the scenes of the children playing included their parents, showing that they were being supervised. What did you think of this censorship? Well, it's better than having the episode completely banned worldwide. Polly Parrot. It may sound a bit absurd, but even the episode in which Peppa meets Grandpa Pig's parrot had to be censored. This episode is called Polly Parrot and comes from the show's first season. Its story is very simple, revolving around Peppa and George visiting their grandparents' house and interacting with Grandpa Pig's parrot. So why would this need to be censored? Did the little pig put Polly in a dangerous situation? And did parents say the episode was supporting animal abuse? Actually, the reason is much smaller than that. This episode shows the first time the pig family is seen traveling by car, but the problem is that none of them appear to be wearing seatbelts, which is essential on a car trip. This caused a lot of controversy, and the episode had to be changed, adding seatbelts to all the characters. This change didn't happen only in this episode. In fact, the pig family didn't use seatbelts at all during the entire first 2 seasons of the series. Because of that, every scene from the first and second seasons in which they were inside the car was modified, adding seatbelts to all of them. Now that's what you call regret. Don't forget, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you never miss any of our videos. Spiderweb. If you think Peppa Pig learned not to play with spiders after having an episode banned in Australia for that very reason, you're terribly mistaken, because the series ended up featuring another episode focused on that same spider from before. This episode is called Spiderweb, and once again shows the pig family playing with the spider Mr. Skinnylegs. This time, Daddy Pig even goes as far as holding her. It almost feels like the episode's writers were challenging Australia to ban yet another episode in the country. United States. In 2021, the episodes in which Peppa and her family traveled to the United States were finally released, something many fans had been waiting years to see. But did you know this could have happened back in 2011? That's right, a special episode in which the little pig travels to the United States was announced in 2011, even featuring a promotional poster showing Peppa wearing a cowboy hat in New York City, with the Statue of Liberty in the background. However, that special special, for some unknown reason, was never released, and no one is sure why. The episode was simply deleted without any explanation. In the end, the pig family only ended up visiting the country in 2021, 10 years later.
Enjoying it? Then click one of the 2 videos we left on the screen and keep going with us. See you next time!